Hello everyone, we are back again to our Linux tutorial. Yesterday, on our second episode, we continued our learning on Linux basic and mostly used commands. Just to give a quick background, we studied home directories, manual pages, define commands, concatenate files, and printing. So today, which is our third and the final episode, we are going to go through some of the other mostly used commands of Linux. And as in our second episode, we will keep two windows, one for PowerPoint, which we have some notes, and then the second one we have Ubuntu app open to show some of the examples of the commands. So let's jump in. Okay, our next command is copying. As we learned in our earlier episodes, we can copy the files, which are basic, but we never learned how to copy the whole directory tree. And the copy command itself, it doesn't allow to copy the entire directory. So on here, on our slide, we can see the typical directory tree of Linux. We have a root directory, the main root, and then we have user directory, we have D11, D12, D13, D14, and then we have the files, which we learned how to make a copy. On this new command, we will use -r next to the copy command in order to copy the whole tree directory. As we learned earlier, with just this command, we can just copy the files. For example, cp f1 f5. That means we can copy just f1 and then f5 files together. But utilizing cp, I will type it on our Ubuntu app, copy -r space tilde again, which means the home directory, D14, which is here, D14 -f5, the name of the file, space tilde. This function, this command allows us, it might be a bit lengthy, it allows us to copy the whole directory, entire D14 directory. The only thing that's not familiar on this function is -r, and the rest I believe we went through and studied together in our previous episodes. So this was one example. I would like to just keep my files open here, as you can see. This was just one command how to copy the whole directory. And once we copy the whole D14 directory, we will have this part hanging, and we would want to remove it from the root directory. And in order to do that, we learned in our previous episodes the rm remove command, and to this remove command we will just add -r, as you can see here, rm -r function here to remove the entire directory tree after we finish copying the D14 and F5 file. Okay, I'll leave it here. So So this was very simple command on how to copy the entire directory instead of just one file. Now we move to the next one, the disk space. Well, I believe every one of you will be interested in knowing how much space is left on your system. If you would like to copy files, if you'd like to copy the 3 directories as we mentioned here, you might need space on your hard disk to copy the entire files. So in order to do that, there is a simple command which is df. I'll show it here. df. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. It's df, and then as you can see, it brings out the whole. It displays the whole content of the hard disk. df stands for disk free, and it shows how much space left on the hard drive. As we can see here, we have the file system is not a relevant information here, and we have the 1K blocks. The 1K blocks, it shows the total disk space, how much used of this entire disk block, and then how much is available. That means, and then use percentage, and it means only 1% of this entire block is used for the files. And then mounted column shows the where is it located, the location of this file, location of this file system. For example, as we can see, let's choose where do we have here? Let's say the C file. The total space is on the disk is this, which is huge, and this much is used and this much is available, and then it says 95% of it is already utilized, and then where it is located, the path name. Okay, so also to make it easier for the users, for any user, if I am interested to only knowing only my sorry, only my disk space, I would just type df space tilde, and then it just shows briefly how much is in my home space, how much do I have, and how much is utilized. Okay, I don't think we will need mounted because we know what our home path looks like. The next thing we would like to give information is how the Linux hard drive concept and Windows hard drive concept make difference. So in Windows, as all of us know, we have different types of disks like C and D, and they under each we have different types of files under C and D. Unlike in Linux, which we have only one disk, which is the main root, as we saw in the here D1, which we have one root, and then under this root we have different types of users, and they're all linked to this one root directory. And then we have under each we have separate different types of, under each user we have different types of files. It's as we can see, it's a single tree approach, and then it's much more flexible to use compared to Windows structure. So this is the difference between Linux hard disk hard drive concept and then the Windows hard drive concept. Okay. Now we will continue reviewing our next commands.